Mike and Debie live in a beautiful home, but didn't feel like they'd be able to stay in the home as they aged. They made the decision to remodel rather than purchase a new house. You'll have to trust me when I tell you this isn't just your ordinary remodel.
I built my wife an art studio a few years ago, and she won't move. So I decided I may have to live here until I'm 85, or hopefully 90 or 95. But I want a house that I can live in. So we looked at remodeling the house, and once you start looking at remodeling the house, where do you stop? But we lowered floors and changed bathrooms.
Raised floors.
Well, actually, raised floors, you're right. We raised the floor in the living room.
The woman's always right, just so you know.
Yeah, I understand that. And I assume this goes on tape and doesn't get edited out.
That part is staying.
Yeah, I'm sure. But we raised the floor in the living room so we don't have to step down over a step when I'm 85 years old. We made the bathroom so it's a straight walk-in shower. We modified one other bathroom so you don't have to step over a tub to get into a shower. So we're trying to make this a friendly house that we can live in for the rest of our lives, and that's what we're going for.
I met Mike and Debie at the Safari Club, and they said they were going to do a remodel. And I said, well, how far are you going to go with it? And they said, we're going to tear the whole interior of the house down. I said, well, I'd be interested in looking at it. And here we are.
Now you heard the homeowners, Mike and Debie, as well as the contractor, Grant Robinson, say that they are ripping this house apart literally. Imagine my surprise when I found out that Mike and Debie decided to live in the house while Grant does the remodel.
Grant did one thing. He closed off 2 doorways for us and built extra doors for us to have. So the areas that we're living in are basically secluded. They have only access to us. It gives our dogs freedom to come and go instead of being locked into a small room. And it's not that bad. The kitchen is in the trailer, so it's great. And we have bathrooms, we have a bed, and we have places to go. So.
And as you know, 90% of the house is being remodeled.
90%.
Yeah.
So you guys are living in 2 rooms, and then you're cooking out in your trailer.
Right.
Because your kitchen
and
has been torn apart.
totally serviceable because the way Grant worked with us on it.
And you got to keep your dogs here, and you have your art studio, so you can still work. I mean, so you guys, I have to say to you, you guys have really thought this one out. Like, you figured out how you could work, how your dogs could live, where you could live, how you can cook.
Definitely.
Well, you have to know at this point, I'm thinking to myself, if I were gonna gut my house and live in it while it's being put back together, choosing the contractor, and one that I wouldn't want to strangle, is gonna be a big part of this puzzle. Mike and Debie were clear that they chose Grant for a reason.
His paperwork to us about how much it would cost, how he would execute the job, how he could get out of the contract, how we could get out of the contract, days that he would be working. All of his subs are absolutely superb, and he brought them all through, he walked them through, he talked to us. Everybody he deals with does a professional job, and if they aren't meeting a time frame or a goal that he's happy with, he's out already hustling for the person that's going to do the same thing that we need in the time that he wants it done, in the manner that we want it done in. So we never compromise what we want, but we get it done on a time frame that just is superb. And I also have to say, this is the cleanest job site anybody who's walked through, and I have a number of friends that have walked through, have ever been on.
A lot of great ideas, custom work, and craftsmanship has gone into this remodel. Everyone involved is excited about the uniqueness and what the end result will bring.
And I think the kitchen's going to be exceptional. I like to cook, I have big family, we have big family gatherings. The flow is so tremendous now that it's just going to be fun to have people here.
When you walk in the front door, it's going to be amazing because they're doing all built-in cabinets. They opened the whole place up. There was walls that was separating different parts of the house, and they brought in cabinet. Like Mike was an engineer, and he's got display cases for his minerals, and Debbie's an artist, and she's done some amazing things with windows, and she's doing her own cabinet pools. And you're not going to see this in any other remodel. But when you come here, when this place is done, it's what they wanted, and I built it. Mike and Debie have a book. It's called Basco Art, and so you can look in these books, and you go back to the Basque era in Nevada and all that. And so they pick some stuff, and They took 2 windows that are about probably 5 to 6 feet by 6 feet each. Debbie drew these patterns. So she drew this and they put it on this glass, and we took it to Royal Glass. They have everything. Debbie drew everything, and he sandblasted, and they did this etching and sandblasting, and that's what we have.
We've all heard the horror stories about remodels, and there certainly is the potential for problems between husband and wife, as well as homeowner and contractor. So far, things seem to be going very well for Mike, Debbie, and for Grant. So I gather up until this point, you guys are pretty happy.
We're very happy. And it's
I hope I'm happy to the end.
How far are you into this now? How many months?
4.5, I think.
And how much longer do you think you might have to go?
I would say 2.5 at the most, but 2 for sure.
So around 6 months.
Yeah, it will have
Yeah.
been about
And
6 months.
The timeline is not our problem, other than timelines add money, but we're quite willing
To
to,
get the house of your dreams in 6
Right.
months.
yeah, we're quite willing to live with this. It hasn't been a problem at all.
Having Mike and Debbie live in the house when I've been doing this job actually has been great, because we've got to like go through things, and Mike and I have come up with a total plan through this whole job that there's no such thing as can't.
Don't worry, we won't leave you hanging. A follow-up story will air in the near future so we can all see the finished product.